Stream time. Oh, I wonder if I'll get ads because I have an ad block. Haha!
Hello there, everyone.
Hello!
Hello!
Why is the stream showing up for me? I want to watch.
Okay,
there we go. Cool.
so Crispy, you'll want to turn yourself up just a smidge, and me and Andy each down just a little.
I'm not sure how to do that.
Just do it in Discord.
Oh, okay.
Volume.
And then on the OBS, turn yourself up slightly. And
I
will...
You might call technologically retarded.
Yeah. You know, on some strange date, on some strange point, I shall sit down with you and help you set up a compressor in OBS.
Okay.
That'll get the voice levels more even.
Yeah.
Ed Goss is here for I Can't Wait for Art. Night Owl says, the degenerate mech art stream.
Oh yes, we're going to be drawing. We're going to be drawing mechs today.
With a fat ass.
Oh God, yes.
All right. Well, I know what we're starting with now. We're drawing with fatless.
We got a mech with a BBL.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're back to do Krispy things. Unfortunately, Whacker may not be with us today. We're not sure yet. But me, Crispy, and Andy are all here. This is the Krispy Kreme show. I mean, Krispy Kraut show.
Actually, Krispy Kreme is where the nickname kind of came from. So.
Wunderbar.
Well, partially anyway. I
Show.
think I talked about my nickname origins on stream. I don't remember.
I mean, potentially.
So what's that like Mexican calligraphy like on the skull art?
Oh, like the Day of the Dead skull?
Yeah, Dia de los Muertos.
That's already been done. So like, what other like skull stuff is there?
Oh, you could do a kabuki mech.
Ooh.
With the like wet.
Actually, one idea I did have for today was to design a mech of our own, just for funsies.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, almost forgot music.
No, it seems that Whacker is fine as far as the hurricane goes. It's having to run around and get his house ready for his family to visit, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
For he is Whacker.
Yeah, it's a gathering of the Juggalos.
Mr.
He's gonna watch the stream and he's gonna be so mad.
He's jiggling. But yeah, chat, give me a thumbs up if all y'all are excited for that thing that Tex does on Saturday.
Ah, yes, he's going to jump a shark on a motorcycle.
Why
Look, I have ideas.
Why yes?
Kinda feel bad doing this considering the Atlas is like my favorite mech, but it's also funny. You know, this stream is actually turning out to be good practice because lately I've been, I've got a personal project that I'm working on that's kind of a long-term thing, but it's a lot of work that goes into it. And I've realized that while I like drawing detailed stuff, if I want to draw this thing like I want to, it's going to be, in layman's terms, a son of a bitch to do, because there'd be a lot to it.
Indeed.
But I've been experimenting lately with kind of, I don't want to say cartoonifying my style, because that, I mean that's kind of what I'm doing, but it's also, I feel like that's almost kind of simplifying what I'm trying to do, but I'm trying to figure out ways to illustrate more with
Nice.
shapes that overall forms.
Nice. Ether has donated his 69 bits.
Nice. How do we draw an ass on an atlas? Oh, yeah, no, I think I got it. Yes, da booty. I'm gonna send this to Tex after I'm done drawing it. He's gonna be like, why?
I have added a quote from Night Owl now. Twitch, you fucker, stop buffering every 10 seconds. Night Owl added your quote earlier. I'm what you might call technologically retarded.
Oh shit! Someone actually heard that. Okay. Well, no, that's honestly fitting. And now Whacker's never gonna let me hear the end of it.
Yeah, since there's no Whacker here right now, I think we can skip the Furbiness for the moment.
I did want to draw a Furbin mech, but yeah, that's fine.
Oh god, is the fucking... Oh my god, the Atlas is fucking twerking.
No, not necessarily.
It's gonna clap them ass cheeks.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Dat aft.
God.
There was a meme I saw a while ago where it was like Megatron with sunglasses, like reaching out his hand, just like dat aft.
Yes.
It's just Megatron with bits.
Oh my god, I forgot about that video.
What?
You know what? It's kind of Chumbawamba, so we will not unga that punga.
That's fair.
But if you really want to watch it, ladies and gentlemen, just look up Flash Gets. I won't give you any further guidance on that one.
That sounds like a thing.
It is a thing. Did you see that Space King thing they did?
Yeah, I saw bits of it.
That was fun.
Mr. Jiggle says he is not going to risk driving a fucking box truck in tropical storm level winds. Night Owl says that is almost reasonable.
That is a valid concern, because that sounds like a real quick way to end up in a ditch that is rapidly flooding.
Bully Snake says a breakdancing Atlas? It's more likely
you
than
could say that.
As long as it's not from Australia.
More like Australia. Woo!
I'm just a robot with a glowing hand. Oh!
Now you're wanting to make me draw something in the style of Michael Jackson.
I mean,
Do it.
Which battle mech would be doing like one of Michael Jackson's classic like moves, you know?
Whichever one's got them grabbing hands. Is it too soon to make Michael Jackson jokes?
Not really.
Okay, cool.
Like, don't mock the dead, but, you know.
Well, no. Well, I remember the day Michael Jackson died because it was my friends and I, there was this, like, wing place in town we used to go to a lot, and it was, like, on TV. And, you know, we were 16 and shitheads, but it did not take us long to start making those kinds of jokes.
Also, Bard, you have a good day.
You know what I remember that's weird about that whole ordeal? They were trying to blame like his agent. They're like trying to say that he poisoned him or something.
Oh, it was his doctor.
There's a theory that, his doctor was encouraged to do so by Sony. But that's obviously conjecture and conspiracy theory.
Yeah, Sony wouldn't do anything like that.
Oh no, God perish the thought.
Alright, I'm back. I had to go hug my wife. Yes, that's right, I'm married.
A tall, bipedal, lanky mech that has at least one hand that you can like paint like silver or put like sparkly silver on.
So like a grasshopper with a silver hand, is that what we're doing?
Maybe.
Grasshopper Silverhand? Like Nuada Silverhand, but a grasshopper?
Oh my god, this is so fucking stupid, I love it. You know, when I thought I was going to draw mechs today, I didn't think we were going here already, but you know what, we're here now, so let's just drive this bus right off the cliff.
Do it.
Yeah, what Andy said.
So, like I said, I was using an image generator just to get some ideas, and I'm rather amused by this mech that has the cannon sticking directly out of its faceplate.
That's weird. Though, to be fair, a mech with a cannon for a face does sound kind of fun.
It's something that I actually implicated in my settings, so, like, it may show up at some point.
Nice.
Because the mechs in my setting, the piloting units are within the chest of the mech, not within the head. So, in the case of that one mech, the player who was playing that character decided that the head was, in fact, a giant shotgun.
Nice. See, I'm actually kind of more of a fan of the cockpits being in the chest than the head when it comes to battle to giant robots.
Yeah.
And, you know, part of that is my love of Gundam, but,
some of it was Gundam,
just...
some of it for me was, there's just certain imagery that I had come to mind that it was like, it kind of needs to be the chest for that imagery.
Yeah.
I would think that the chest would probably be the best place, because that's where the most armor would be.
Yeah, the only thing that would be an issue with it, I feel like, is, you know, the reactor itself and where that goes, but...
I mean, do you want to sit in front of it or on top of it?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's also just partly accounted for with whatever your technological level is, etc. Like BattleTech, the heads make sense because of the size that core would be.
Yeah,
Gundam
and as well,
has,
you know, it's
Gundam
mecha.
Gundam has bullshit space magic, so...
I can't really argue that because you're absolutely correct.
I say that loving Gundam.
Oh no, I love Gundam as much as as you do, probably. If not more so, considering what I just pre-ordered not too long ago, but... I, at the same time, understand that Gundam is very silly in comparison to, like, BattleTech. Because BattleTech does have some outrageous things, but I don't think it has space autism powers.
This is true.
Unless you count the clans as that, but, you know.
If, like, the studio that did, like, Gurren Lagann...
Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, look that. If they, like, got the rights to do a BattleTech series, could you imagine the shit they'd pull?
Potentially.
Are there... Well, my question is, would there still be girls in bikini tops with railguns?
Because... That's never stopped anyone before.
Yeah.
Why can't
you know what? This atlas needs to be a lot wider. 1 second.
Why can't we have a mech in a bikini top with a railgun?
I mean, we could.
Well, Rail's in the chat. Are you willing to be a gun for us, Rail? Wait a minute.
Gotta make this ass fat.
Yep.
Isn't it like Zeta Gundam where the one character's like, I have autism? Or is that just a meme I saw?
I think that's a meme. Like, they kind of imply something like that. The thing where autism was a superpower was like that weird attempt at redoing Predator a few years ago.
Oh god, that fucking travesty.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I can't really call any movie a travesty anymore because that title has been taken clearly by the Borderlands movie.
Oh, Mnemonic Man, thank you for subscribing. You have made a glorious mistake. Remember,
yes, thank you. With your hard-earned pennies, we can draw more twerking atlases.
Yes. Remember, WBPL 76 legally counts as entertainment, and we value your time more than you do.
That's a scary thought.
Krispy.
Yeah.
Would you rather watch the Borderlands movie again?
I did watch it, so...
Okay, would you rather watch the Borderlands movie or the upcoming Minecraft movie?
See, that's a bit of a loaded question because we don't have reviews for the Minecraft movie yet. But
I would say. Oh, sorry. You should answer that.
Oh, I was just gonna say, going off of the trailer, it does not look like it's going to be a good movie.
Mm-hmm. What I was gonna say is, it's not like anyone was hoping that the Minecraft movie would be good. So the impact will be less intense. Borderlands, there was like, okay, we expect this to be terrible, but some of us just kind of hope
Well, here's my question then. Can I bring liquor to the movie? Because I feel like I'm going to need it if I'm going to watch Borderlands.
Okay, I have an idea. You guys are gonna have to help me fund for this. So, we're gonna open. Fuck it, we're gonna open a drive-through movie theater, and it's gonna be
a
like
drive.
Okay, guys,
you mean a drive-in?
Yeah, we're only playing bad movies because we can get them cheap. However, we have license to let you drink on the premises.
So you're just describing the drive-through that I went in the Poconos.
Oh, you see, hey Leon, there's the thing. No one was asking for a Minecraft. That doesn't mean they're not going to do it.
That's an excellent question. That is an excellent point.
No one was asking for it.
Because who the fuck was thinking, you know what Minecraft needs? A movie.
Do you know what Minecraft has? A plot, clearly.
Yeah. It's got such a plot.
You know, when I hear Jumanji, I instantly think of the Robin Williams ones. I don't think of the new one at all.
Oh, yeah.
So when people say, oh, Jumanji was shit, I almost want to be like, what are you talking about? That was a good... Oh, wait.
It's like, oh, yeah, they made another one and it was not good.
They made 2, didn't they? Or 3?
They made a sequel? Oh, God.
No, they made they made a sequel, they made a remake, and then there was a movie that was the exact same premise, but it was in space.
Did you say they made the Jumanji? Oh, you're talking about Zathura. Okay,
yeah,
that's
Zathura.
different. I didn't see that one.
No, I meant the one with The Rock.
Yeah, no, those ones are the ones that I didn't know they made a sequel to the first one. I thought they did the first one and it did so badly that it's like, let's not do it again. But then I forget, it's Hollywood.
Because I'm sure they both had The Rock in it and they had Jack Black in it.
God.
And I can't remember his name, but he's
wait a minute.
Guy.
Hold on one second, guys. As a man, Mr. Jiggle, who worked in Best Buy in 2016,
you poor bastard.
I remember the Emoji Movie coming out and all of the advertisements that we had for it.
Oh, God,
I remember even
movie.
seeing parts of it. How did you not know there was a fucking Emoji Movie? It was a travesty. That's like not knowing about the. That's like not knowing about what the Dutch did in Africa.
You say travesty, I say more like the movie equivalent of the bubonic plague.
Yeah, that might not be it.
I haven't been to a theater in a long time.
I don't think you're missing much, Andy, if I'm being honest. I think you're fine not going to theaters anytime soon.
Yeah. I mean, there's sort of a part of it I miss, but...
Oh, well, yeah, no. If you go with, going with friends or something, my wife and I, we went to go see the Deadpool movie in theaters. That was the last time I was in a theater, and that was a great time, because it was a good movie, for one.
Mm-hmm.
And, my wife, who, she knows, the Marvel movies, but she's never really, watched, she's not super into them or anything like that, but she was laughing along with it, too. And part of it, too, was just, Ryan Reynolds and, why the hell can't I remember his name? Hugh Jackman. Just how they were together.
Yep. That movie had a good use of setup joke and payoff joke.
It did, yeah. All the music they picked for the fight scenes was so fucking great. The whole fight scene in the van was my favorite part of that movie.
Actually, I learned something from that movie when I went to look up the joke to see what it was about. So, apparently Ryan Reynolds' wife is one of the actresses who was in Gossip Girls.
Oh.
So when he makes the crack about the human body has 206 bones in it, 207 when I'm watching Gossip Girls, it's like, oh, that's actually sweet.
Aww.
Dirty, but sweet.
Look, you're allowed to make innuendos towards your wife.
Yes, I will refrain from spoilers. I have refrained from one, so I'm just gonna... I'll silence myself about things.
That part with the Rosebud sled was kind of interesting. Oh, sorry.
Rosebud.
It's another classic I've never really watched. And
I've never watched Citizen Kane either. I actually found out that that movie is actually based off of a real-life person, Randolph Hearst, who was the grandfather of Patty Hearst, who, if you know your true crime history, you probably know who that is. But
refresh.
Patty Hearst was the heiress that got kidnapped by a bunch of extremists and quote unquote radicalized, which is not what happened. It's a more complex story than that. And also the people that actually kidnapped her were a bunch of fucking idiots, and I completely am... I don't say that without any sort of irony. These people were fucking stupid. But, it's... I mean, I listened to it on the last podcast on the left. They're telling of the story itself. But it's an interesting story to look into, because it's more than you think. It's not like her becoming radicalized. It's basically her just, like, doing what she can to survive a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
But anyway, Randolph Hearst actually, when he heard that movie was about him, he did whatever he could to get it buried, and it was like a flop as a result, and it only became a cult classic later. Even though it was really not like a direct portrayal of him, and it was just more alluding to Randolph Hearst. But just a fun little bit of movie trivia for you.
Interesting.
Yep. Ah, yes. The fat list is looking quite nice.
Haleon asks, didn't she help, quote-unquote, them to rob a bank?
Sort of. I mean, yeah, she did participate in it. I mean, I'm not saying she didn't commit crimes or anything like that, but the thing was, a lot of it was basically, like, her going along so she could survive. Like, when they first kidnapped her, I am completely not exaggerating when I say this, they kept her in a closet for like 50 days. They kept her in a closet and only let her out when they realized that she was starting to get sick and would possibly die if they kept her in there.
Yep.
Yeah. And God, these people are so fucking stupid. I really wish I could get into it, but I don't know. Part of it might get into Chumba territory, just in terms of like what they were about and stuff. But they were just, God, they were so fucking stupid. You know how they got, like, I don't know. It's a whole fucking story. Honestly, you're better off looking it up than me just describing it.
Yeah. No, that's fine. And it might get into heavier topic. But yeah. So
no, it gets pretty heavy. But one stupid thing I can say about these people is their idea of paramilitary training was basically like hopping over couches in the apartment using finger guns going pew 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 pew, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. They actually did that shit.
Huh.
Yeah. That's what happens when you have a bunch of theater kids that decide to go radical, and not in the fun way where it's like the 90s.
Radical.
Let me guess. He had like a red shirt and blue shorts and a backwards baseball cap and sunglasses, and he was blonde and he was skateboarding, and he was probably chewing bubblegum.
Radical.
Well, they did like an interview with like one of the members a while ago, and that guy's a piece of shit. More than I want to get into on this stream.
Yeah. We could probably proceed to another topic.
I did just want to say the reason that the final straw that got them brought down was because this dumb shit decided to shoplift. But yeah.
Mr. Jiggle says, and here I thought me mag dumping into a trash can was dumb.
Oh no, these people were absolutely stupid.
Ogawa Ka says junkiest trunk. Haleon says back that thing up. Granite Elephant says small peach energy.
Small peach energy. That is a very specific reference.
Oh, this was related to the SLA group.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was okay to talk about them or not.
Yeah. Well, like we don't need to get into it, but it's like there's a really great play on that in Venture Brothers called the Orange County Liberation Front.
Oh my God, is that what they're based off of? That's fucking funny.
Yeah, no, that's a whole. Well, not just them, but that's like a whole category of.
Yeah.
The problem is that anytime somebody takes an extreme measure like that, it's going to have imitators.
Yeah, I suppose, but, you know, I'd say the Orange County Liberation Front was actually successful in what they were trying to do and actually had clear goals.
Kill the bee! Also, I just love that moment where Brock is staring down Mandalay. And Mandalay just looks at him, Brock starts twisting his neck, Mandalay starts cracking his knuckles, and then Brock just takes a step forward. You know what, I don't even need this job. Walks away.
I just work here. God, Venture Brothers is so great.
Go ahead, touch it.
Oh, God. Oh my God. Wide Loads Tom House presents dun 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 the cheeks. Dun 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 dun.
I'm gonna use my extra large laser.
Good thing I have proper heat sinks. Oh god, this is so dumb, I love it. Alright, do we want to try and come up with our own mech?
Sure, do you mind if I throw one at you from my setting?
Sure, go for it.
Okay.
Oh, I thought we were just gonna do straight BattleTech stuff. I'll draw other mechs.
Oh, we could do straight BattleTech stuff.
I mean, I'm fine with it either way. I like giant robots all the same, but...
Well then, now that we're thinking BattleTech, Maraud me.
What?
Draw Marauder.
Oh, I'll draw a Marauder. I gotta remember what it looks like, though. I don't draw too many Marauders.
To be fair to the chat, Jiggle does say a Hollander as well. So, you may choose between the Hollander and the Marauder.
I don't even know what a Hollander looks like.
It's a light mech that cuts a lot of space to fit a Gauss rifle on it.
I feel like I've heard of it before, but I don't... Oh, that one.
Yeah.
The torso cannon.
True. The question why choose does come up. Oh my god, why does that have to hurt right now?
That's what she said.
So I went for a 6-mile mountain hike on Saturday.
Oh boy.
And, you know, all part of the getting in shape, and it definitely left me drained and, you know, sore, but then at the same time, I was, you know, wanting to keep on my workout just lighter so I didn't, you know, lose any gains. But even just a light workout has been enough to increase the soreness. So I might have to give it an extra day of recovery.
Right.
I mostly ride bike for my exercise, so...
I'm gonna ask a question, and it's gonna make a lot of people angry. You ready?
Yep.
Sure.
What's the difference between a Hollander and a Hunchback? And that's not a
tons.
joke. That's me legitimately asking. Is a Hollander lighter?
Okay, it's 20 tons. 20
okay,
tons.
yeah, the Hollander is a light mech, and it has an Gauss rifle. The Hunchback is a medium with an autocannon. At least that's my experience. I don't know... I know my BattleTech mechs, but I don't know my BattleTech mechs, if that makes sense.
Aren't Gauss rifles generally heavier than
Oh yeah, the Hollander cuts a lot of important components to make sure it can carry that damn thing. Okay, so yeah, it's 35 tons versus the 50-ton Hunchback.
Oh dang.
And at 35 tons, I believe 12 of that is that damn cannon.
That's a lot of cannon.
Night Owl has just posted, it is meant as a sniper versus the Hunchback, which is meant as a front.
I would assume so, because that wouldn't exactly be a good close quarters mech if you strip out a bunch of stuff to fit a big cannon in it.
Yeah. So Night Owl quotes us as me saying, "Maraud me," Krispy saying, "What? me saying, draw Marauder. And then the comment, the least degenerate exchange during the fatless discussion. Hunch nuts.
The fatless incident.
According to Ninja Turtle, you're a hunchback orthodox. You do not subscribe to the Church of the Swayback. Because you ain't no holla back, girl.
I don't really subscribe to a lot of things.
Yeah, the mech I was going to suggest is one from my own setting called the Spitfire.
You know, this is actually, I think, the first time I've drawn a Marauder.
Yes, it's here to maraud us. Ether reminds us to be super fucking psyched for the Turn Point at Twycross.
Ah, yes.
Airing 2 p.m. EST this Saturday. Be there or die.
I don't know about that second part, but yeah.
I don't work on Saturday.
Oh yeah. Oh, do you have the picture up?
Oh, hold on. I'll put it back up.
Okay, so I'm gonna read you guys a silly thing I created for the sake of advertising, because Mad Ducks told me I should do silly things.
That doesn't sound like Mad Ducks at all.
I have a rendezvous with Tex at some less traveled YouTube page. When autumn falls with school's return, and pumpkin spice doth fill the fair. I have a rendezvous with Tex when autumn brings the colder air. And maybe he shall shitpost brand, or lead me into lore's right land, and fill my ears with nerdy text. His words may still me where I've sat. I have a rendezvous with Tex, on some Discord or YouTube chat, when autumn turns again this year, and yellow leaves in force appear. God knows by nature I might tread bedecked in swag and gamer sups, where memes ring out in noisy thread, where fanboys ree like yippee pups, where well actuallys are held so dear. But I've a rendezvous with Tex on YouTube on this Saturday, when autumn turns again this year, and like good spaceman I'll hold true. I shall not fail that rendezvous.
Turning point on
That's a quality shit post. And I also had a really awful idea of you recording yourself saying that, and we have a slow fade in of the fatless, and we send it to Tex.
You know what? Let's make that, and let's do that on Rail Stream on Thursday.
Oh my god, please.
I'm a naughty boy. Also, somebody clip the shit out of that.
I hope someone fucking clips that.
Oh, and Ether says, "We mechs are made of these. 2 Gauss rifles and pulse laser beams. 5 tons ammo and double heat stings. Everybody's looking to gunsling."
I wish I would have saved the meme, but somebody... God, who was it? I want to say it was like either Bionic or it was Zenith posted a meme of a Mad Cat cutaway section, and it just like had an ammo like packed into the foot, and it just has a feed going up the leg into the missile racks. I'm like, yep, that's how I build my mechs.
My god. Explosive feetsies.
I never aim for the feet.
Oh, Plan B82 subscribed with Prime. 25th time in a row. You made a glorious mistake. We love you.
Do we get like a punch card for that, or?
I don't know. I think they get like extra emoticons or something.
Send them a gift card to Applebee's.
Where you can get dollar martinis.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a poor life choice at all. No way is that gonna get them.
Plan B82 says, "I never learn from my mistakes." Well, Plan B82, just know that we absolutely love that you've subscribed. And we value and cherish your time. More than you.
We do. We don't know about you yourself, but we do.
Night Owl says, always put the ammo in the feces.
Yep. Just be careful when you do DFAs.
Okawa says, when the ammo is also fuel for the ejection seat.
So I feel like if a mech is jump jetting and you shoot it into feet and the ammo's in there, does it just turn into like those commercials for moon shoes?
Oh god!
Just gets launched into the fucking stratosphere.
Quote number 28. Bloody Doves told me to put the ammo in the head. Foxy from the... Wow, that is an early stream on WBPO.
Good God. What's the worst that can happen?
For the cookie, mama.
Yeah. You know, the Marauder's a weird one because, like, you'll see some of the art where it's got just a straight canopy of glass, and then it's some that tries to do the Cyclops thing. I don't know why. Well, actually, no, I know why they did it like that because it's an unseen. Which I'm assuming most of chat knows what the unseen are, but for those that don't, there's a number of mechs in BattleTech that were based off of designs from Macross that apparently they didn't necessarily have the rights to license to FASA when they made BattleTech. So there was a whole court case about it, and basically they had to remove all the art of it, but they still kept the mechs in universe, and for a long time, you know, you didn't really see art of them, and they became the unseen. But as of nowadays, it's kind of not that anymore, obviously, because I'm drawing Marauder, and it's in, like, the setting now as an actual model.
Just enough to be, like, their own thing.
Oh, no, these were, like, straight copies of fucking...
No, I mean, like, now.
Oh, yeah, now, yes, now. Which, you know, considering Harmony Gold, it's, good that they can actually manage to do that somehow, because Harmony Golds are bastards.
Mr. Jiggle says, never been to an Applebee's before. Come to think of it, I've never actually seen one. Twitch Night Owl says, keep it that way. Jiggle says,
somebody's been doing Applebee's.
Jiggle says, dollar martinis is tempting.
Just make sure you don't have work the next day or call off if you do, because I don't think you're going to have a good morning.
So, imagine, Mr. Jiggles, if you could, the most just down-home country restaurant, where the ladies call.
I would not consider Applebee's country.
No, let me finish.
Okay.
And the matrons call you Sugar, and the food is good, wholesome steak and country food, except it's been industrialized and it's $20 a plate.
Good fucking God.
It's the older brother of Waffle House.
That's an insult to Waffle House.
It's where office workers go to get drunk while watching a football game.
That is probably true.
It's also one of Wacker's favorite restaurants.
I could see Wacker go to an Applebee's.
Not actually one of his favorite restaurants. He just spent a lot of time trying to get Big Mike to go to one, and Big Mike being like, hell no. And he's like, but Dollar-Tini Friday!
You know what, I'm gonna have to side with Big Mike on this one. I don't know if I'd want to go to an Applebee's. And again...
That's why in Cards Against Humanity, the very concept of Applebee's is a card.
Yeah, that or Golden Corral, which ours is now gone and been replaced by Chick-fil-A. Which I will say this about Chick-fil-A. Never in my life have I ever seen a parking lot for a fast food place where you had to be directed by people in the parking lot until this fucking Chick-fil-A opened.
Yes, they are quite popular.
Oh, I'm aware they're popular. I think Chick-fil-A is overrated personally, but that's me. I'm sure
Depends
someone's gonna like send
I like Chick-fil-A, but at the same time, like, it does get overcrowded because of the popularity.
Yeah, thankfully we ordered online, so we didn't have to wait in the massive car jam that was the drive-thru, but, you know, still not fun.
Yeah, Golden Corral lasted a year in Ed Goss's area, apparently.
Oh, you're lucky.
We have a golden corral around here still. It's okay.
My brother and, I just remember when we were there, my brother, like, said he saw someone that, like, some kid, like, wipe his nose or something and then just stick his bare hands in, like, the gummy worms and shit, or, like, the gummy bears and shit at the ice cream thing.
I mean, that's always a risk at the phase.
That is a fair point. I suppose that, you know, helps with immunity and shit, but at the same time, Jesus Christ.
Night Owl has quoted us with the saying, "It's also one of Whacker's favorite restaurants." And you saying, "I can see Whacker in an Applebee's."
Well, I mean, I can. He's gonna get sent these quotes, and I'm gonna hear about it, like, tomorrow morning.
Oh, you'll hear about it tonight.
Probably, yeah. There's just times where I, like, wake up in the morning and Whacker starts messaging me shit, and I'm like, my dude. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. It's like, what did you do? And it's like, what do you mean, what did I do? I don't even know what I did. I didn't tell anyone else you were 60 again.
Quote number 7. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? Fuck elves. Fuck fairies. Fuck dwarves. Fuck sprites. Fuck them. Fuck everything to do with nature. More coal. More oil. Cocanium Raw, playing Heroes of Might and Magic 2.
I mean, I never thought of dwarves as, like, very
just
nature, you know, they're like, I think they don't mind burning coal to smelt the fires and shit like that, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm just surprised that Rob was able to channel the spirit of Norman Rockefeller.
Yeah.
The forest of Bangor lies at our doorstep.
Yes.
I did want to make a fantasy setting where humans were industrialized and we had, like, tanks and machine guns and shit versus elves.
Yes.
I did read a short story that was like, the elves said, we will go to war with you in 300 years. And then they were like killing some human scouts. And they're like, you know, we will destroy you. And it's like, you really don't understand what you're up against. And he like lights a flare and it's like pink smoke comes out. He's like, what is this supposed to do? And he says, just keep standing here and you'll find out. It was an artillery flare.
Yep. I mean, it is a pretty scuffed marauder, I will say, but, you know.
Yeah. So, Mr. Jiggle tells us a tale. I remember my senior year, I went on a band trip to D.C. for a week, and just about everyone ended up getting sick except me and I think 10 other people, some sort of stomach bug. On the drive back, the place that was decided to stop at for food was Golden Corral. I decided to get some food against my better judgment because I was hungry and ended up being the very last person to get sick as we got back into town. I hate Golden Corral. Understandable.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
Rail has now been quoted as saying, "You say fuck everything because you want to watch the world burn. I say fuck everything because I'm a degenerate."
We are not the same.
Well, it's like that one picture of the Dunmer, or Dark Elven Lord. You want slaves to be free. I want slaves to be free. We are not the same.
Oh, I get it.
It's terrible.
I thought you were going to say free range. I was like, oh, it's that kind of party. I should do that in RimWorld, let my slaves be free range just to see if they taste better, because that's the kind of colony I've got going right now.
Oh, boy.
Actually, I think I already have doing that. Never mind. Look, sometimes you get bored at RimWorld and you're just like, let's go with the cannibal slaver route and see what happens.
Lord of Grimace shows up and says, what in God's name?
Look, this isn't the worst thing. Hold on, I will show you the worst thing. No, that's not the worst thing either. There's the worst thing. Just look at it, Grimos. Look at it. I'll make stickers of it. I'll send them to you. Lord Grimos says left stream.
Lord Grimos is now one with the stream.
Oh God. Like a skibbity version of the Matrix, just... Ugh.
Straight risen skibbity.
Oh, Christ.
You said the forbidden word. You knew
I
what
did
would
say
happen.
the forbidden word. I brought this evil upon us. I'm sorry.
Skip this.
Oh, and he just fucking left. Actually, he may have just lost connection, so...
Yep. And, Grimos says, "No, Krispy, please don't. God, no! Krispy!"
Oh, wow, that is,
He's very dramatic when he says no.
You know, that's fair. I could be dramatic as well. As recorded on many forms of audio now, which I'm still like, fuck. Can't even tell you how many fucking clips Hellion has of me saying unhinged shit.
Frosty says, "I will shit a whole ass, no rhythm the tism."
I saw that and I felt physically ill, so I didn't want to repeat it. Thank you for that story. Frosty, I'm going to find some curse shit to send you later.
Frosty the snow punk.
I don't know, like... Oh, wait, I know something. I'll send him later.
Yes. Night Owl asks how many clips does he have of you saying unhinged shit, Krispy?
Oh god, I've lost track at this point. He's clipped so much shit of me saying on the Ox Unplugged podcast.
Ramshackle says, "I'm here to tell y'all that Hershey's Kisses is no more. It's now called Hershey's Hugs."
Did they actually change it to that?
I don't know. Hey, did you, ma'am?
Actually, I should know that, but considering that it's in my state, but still, that's just like, why? That has to be a not real thing, because why would you do that to like your most iconic thing that you make? Then again, you could buy I don't know, the most iconic social media platform and rename it after a letter for reasons. What do I know? I don't use social media. I don't even know what Twitch is.
The only thing I know is that I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty.
The only thing I know is these prices. This is starting to look like something that I would see on a Dexter's Lab episode. Like how he has the robots on there. I don't know, something about it just gives me that vibe. Maybe it's just my art style, I don't know. Because I do troll rather cartoonish styling.
No Talk says, "How much has Krispy talked? That's how much he has said cursed shit." To which Frosty responds, "That's it, I'm buying Tumblr and naming it Uwu." Andy says,
I mean, that's probably on brand for Tumblr.
Andy says, "The internet is being a poopy head."
Kind of figured that would be the case.
Ed says, "Shh, don't tell Krispy that Discord is social media."
Oh my god. The call, it's coming from inside the house. Did you ever see that movie, When a Stranger Calls? That was a real I mean, it was like early 2000s horror, so it is what it is. But it just that scene alone is like the only reason to watch that movie. And they spend like an hour and a half building to it. It happens so late in the movie. There was a, oh god, what was the movie we watched last night? It was like with Judd Nelson in it. It was a horror movie where it's like this cursed hotel and Father Time is killing people. And then Judd Nelson like jumps into hell with him and blows him up with dynamite.
That is special.
That actually happened. I'm not making that up.
Huh.
And it's... Oh, go ahead.
Night Owl says in a private message, for Krispy's edumacation, Hershey still makes kisses. Hugs are the similar candy with mixed white cream and milk chocolate.
Oh, those. Okay, never mind. I know what you're talking about. I thought you were saying, like, they just completely renamed Hershey Kisses, and I missed that shit. I was like, what the fuck? I'm gonna go to Hershey Park, and I'm gonna take an upper decker on the roller coaster. I will say this about Hershey Park. The food is fucking overpriced.
That's completely fair.
Yeah. Been there enough to know that. Actually, if you are in PA and you want a fun amusement park to go to, Knoebels is a pretty fun one. Used to go there a lot as a kid.
Yes.
And it had a haunted house, which scarred me for years, because my dad took my brother and I on it when we were 4 years old. And we were fine right until the end, and that's when you get around the turn in the haunted house where the truck lights and the horn come on, and that scared the fuck out of me.
Wunderbar. Scaring your children is good for building character.
You kids want to watch Come and See?
I am not sharing the thought that came to mind when you said that.
I realize where your mind is probably going with that. I should clarify, that is a, like, World War II movie that is really fucked up. It is not an innuendo. I guess I could have said Schindler's List. People know what Schindler's List is, I would assume so.
Yep.
And its controversial Muppet cut.
Which we have discussed to some degree.
Yeah, just Kermit sitting there like, 6 million. What year was that movie made? Was it like the 90s? I feel like it was the 90s.
It was, I think, early 90s or like...
Yeah.
Late 80s.
Because, I mean, Liam Neeson was in it, and I might be wrong and just talking out of my ass, but I don't think he really became a more prominent actor until, like, the 90s. Because that's why he ended up...
he was more prominent in Britain.
Oh, actually, you did just remind me of a horror movie he's in where he's this Irish ghost who, like, the first time you see him, he gets in the shower with this one girl and he just starts farting.
What?
Yeah, I wish I could remember the name of the movie. I have to Google it. But it was like, this, like, horror comedy movie. Where, like, the dude falls in love with a ghost.
Okay, horror comedy, that's okay.
Oh, shit. Who approaches?
A most Andalus of Vans has returned.
Ah, he is back from outer space. I came here, saw him looking, that look upon his face. I don't forget how that song goes.
I don't know why my internet's been acting weird lately.
I couldn't tell you.
I wonder if it's activity. I don't know. I probably need to call him and be like, "Excuse me." I need to put on my Karen voice. Excuse me. I pay you a good amount of money from my paycheck, and I expect to have premium service at all times. I have things to do and people to talk to, and I can't do that when I'm crashing every 3 hours. I demand premium expression.
I'll give you a premium, and then you just, like, fax her a picture of, like, dog shit.
Andy, why is it that you doing that just reminds me of my mother way too much?
That is a good question, Storm.
Storm Song, your brother's a doctor. Why can't you adopt the Storm Song?
Mom, you're hallucinating again. I don't have a brother.
If your brother can be adopted in my hallucinations, how come you can't, Storm? Why don't you?
Mom, why did you get into my ketamine?
Dad, I can't find my acid. We have bigger problems, son. Like what? There are dragons in the kitchen.
There be dragons.
Dragon D's nuts.
I'm still disappointed that that's actually a brand.
D's nuts.
D's
yeah,
nuts.
it is kind of a letdown because we can't make it ourselves. But now we just need to like
actually forming. We better get to actually making that.
Well, what if we start like an athletic sports company that makes like soccer balls, footballs, just whatever, and we call it like Ligma balls.
I was saying we better get on to the OnlyFans account that's nothing but like AI generated robot feet.
I can hear the wheels in Crispy's head turning because he's like, should I be angry about that or is this acceptable?
No, I thought I was playing music, and it turns out that this is not music. This is just a video of just like psychedelic colors for an hour, which is just like, why would you put this on YouTube? It's alright, bear with me a second. I'm finding music that won't get the stream, Nuke.
Looking closer, do you have like a pencil texture?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm playing around with it because this is something I've kind of like had a thought of for a while, but I feel like I do good line work, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like it just lacks personality because it's just kind of just like a clean looking line. So I was like, maybe I'll try some of this, see how this looks.
Sure. Actually, I got a question for you, Crispy. Like,
yes.
I've never gotten too far into like colors. Like the most I've done was like color pencils and such, and that's because that's what was available to me. I never really painted a lot, like physical. And then when I did digital, I just did that. But like, I wish I could. I wish I understand how to do colors like they do in like children's books, like that. Everything's kind of a faded pastel look. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like a pastel color palette. Yeah, I mean that's mostly just color palettes and just kind of understanding how.
I mean, if that's I almost want to describe it as like watercolors,
Yeah. Oh, like the more painterly sort of style of shading, almost.
Maybe it's like when I think of like some of the like really old school like children's books, like the way they colored things, it's like it's not bright and solid colors. They just kind of have a cloudy.
Send me like if you could find a picture, send me it. I kind of just want to like get a visual of what you're talking about, just so I can better understand it. That's because that's kind of that might just be more of like a painting technique necessarily more than colors, because color and design is like a whole thing. I actually took this part because I studied graphic design in college. Surprisingly, I know, considering what I'm doing now. But that was part of our curriculum, was taking a class on color design to sort of kind of understand it. And I don't fully understand it, but to a point where I can explain it, I guess you could say. But just suffice to say, there's a lot that goes into color for things, like hue and saturation wise, or tones of color. And sort of the psychology behind it too. Like red, for instance, is often associated with food, which is why you see a lot of brands that use red in their branding. You don't really see like restaurants with a blue labeling all that much. Which that kind of makes me upset about my one project I did in school, that they said that I shouldn't have used the colors I did, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, no, there's a lot to color when it comes to drawing or just art in general that you don't necessarily realize.
And I'm thinking most of it is probably just watercolor. Now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, it's probably just like the style of brush that they use, because I mean, currently I'm using this textured brush, which I'm actually starting to really like this, so I might use this more often. But, you know, when it comes to, like, digital art, it's very much clean and crisp, which isn't a bad thing by any stretch. You know, different brushes for different things, but just personally for my own work, I just feel like, you know, maybe it would be worth just trying just different stuff just to kind of tweak things a bit, because, you know, as I said, I'm kind of working on my styling right now.
I think a good artist to look up is, like, her name is Beatrix Potter, Beatrix Potter. I think she does a lot of stippling, though. That might not...
And I've already got a couple artists that I look at already, so I'm not really looking to get into that too much. But, you know, might be worth a check out at least.
Like do heavy-duty research. I mean, just, like, type her name in, like, top 5 pictures, and you might get another.
Oh, yeah. If you, hold on, I kind of want you to send me one just so I can see, because I don't really want to, like, try to Google stuff in the middle of the stream. But
yeah, I got you.
Word.
So how you doing today, Andel?
I'm doing all right. I gotta figure out who's gonna take care of my cats for like 2 weeks. I almost feel bad that I'm not gonna be. I almost feel like, are they gonna freak out that I'm not here for 2 weeks? Like,
I would say as long as you have someone to come and check on them and just, like, play with them, not just, like, come up and just give them food and leave.
yeah.
Because, like our cat, when we went to the beach for a week, we had my wife's coworker. She came and, you know, checked on her and fed her and gave her treats and, like, sat and pet her and stuff.
I almost wish I could bring them with me, but somebody has bad allergies to them and all that. And, you know.
Well, and then transporting pets is a special
It's a lot
when it comes to airline prices.
It's on an airline too.
I'm not flying. I'm gonna just drive.
I have a bit of a fun story in regards to pets and travel. My sister's cat, we would babysit him from time to time, and from where my sister drives to here, it's a bit of a trip. But on her way up the one time to drop him off for us to watch, he shit in the carrier, and we had him for a couple days, and we could still smell poop on him. And it turns out he had a fucking dingleberry the whole time.
Dingle kitty, la 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 la. The cat looks at you like, wow.
He probably would, and then if you wouldn't meow at you, and probably stare at your dinner, because that's what he does a lot.
This is the way of cats.
I kind of wonder if my cats don't eat enough lately. They're not even a year old quite yet. I think they'll be a year in like October, because that's when we found them. And like, I don't know.
We spoil our cat yogurt with treats.
Andy, of all the cat moms I've met, you are the mommiest.
Thanks.
Storm, I might have to ask you to not.
You can't control the truth, Krispy.
No, apparently I cannot.
Alright, let's take a look at chat. I realize I haven't looked in a minute.
Oh yeah, we should see if they're still alive.
Seriously, your books have been... It's probably the most famous children's author. Okay, they're talking about... Oh god, no, what the fuck is Digi saying? Okay, got called away for a second. Your Storm Song's mom impression is all wrong. Cliché chiding Jewish moms don't compare you to a sibling. She compares you to your cousin, because they already have a kid in prestigious trade. So a second one isn't as impressive to show off to the other moms. So, for clarification, my mother is not Jewish. I converted to Judaism. But yes, that is... There's some stereotypes exist for a reason.
We found out that my grandmother, who was adopted, we finally found out that she was like her original family were Jewish, And my mom was like getting all excited, be like, "Oh, we're part Jewish, and, we're related to Jews and all that." And
Quinless
like,
says,
"That's why I say oy vey all the time."
You probably say that because people in New York have programmed you to do it.
Well, she's not from New York.
No, but on TV they do.
Yes.
Also, Quinless.
Is my grandfather was from Indiana, and he came down here because the love of his life moved down here, and he wanted to marry her. But she ended up marrying somebody else.
Oh.
So he married somebody else, and he always intended to go back to Vincennes, and she wanted to stay here too. So that's another reason why they wouldn't get married, because he wanted to go back to Vincennes. Well, it turns out she moved back to Vincennes, and he stayed down here.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I would be so mad.
And he's got like 9 brothers.
Oh yeah, shit like that were common back then.
That's back in the day when you had like a litter.
A litter of children.
I mean,
a brood.
Yep. Yeah, I think as a species we're measured in broods.
Could you imagine like saying that to your wife one night? Says, "I'm going to turn you into a brood mother."
First of all, I don't want kids. Second of all, that is a very good way to kill a fucking movie.
I mean, Andy, I know this is rich. I know this is rich coming from me, but who hurt you?
The Borderlands movie, that's who hurt him.
You're never going to wear shoes again.
You know what my favorite part of the Borderlands movie is? Not seeing it.
Oh.
One of my favorite things to tell people to freak them out is, "Yeah, I want like 12 kids."
My grandmom, it was my great grandma. She had 10 sons, and if you ever see that,
Christ.
And if you ever see that picture, it's old farm family from the 30s. She is a stern-looking woman.
I bet nobody in the town said shit about her. Like,
oh yeah, no, my grandpa and his brothers would have beaten the ever-loving shit out of anyone who did.
You've got your own standing army. People don't understand things like that. It's like, I've got.
Yeah, she's got the look on her face that says, "I shot 10 kids out of my uterus. Don't fuck with me."
Oh yeah, no, she definitely has that look. From what I hear, she was actually a pleasant lady, but she had, well, what boomers wouldn't call it this, but she had resting bitch face.
I mean,
accurate.
Sounds like a story. My 10 brothers. 10 brothers.
There was like
10 wives.
Wasn't there like a like some Chinese folklore story about like 10 brothers that all had different powers and something, and like the one was like going to jail?
I remember like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the plot of most, animes. Like, the Chinese clearly derived it from anime.
Oh, yes, of course. All of China is based off of anime.
Well, if I remember correctly, like, there's this one guy who could swallow the whole sea because this kid wanted to pick shells.
That was the brother who was going to jail, because the kid was like...
He kept waiting for the kid to come back, and the kid kept going further, and he couldn't hold it anymore, so he spat the sea back out, and the kid drowned, so they were going to execute him.
Yep.
Every time they were going to execute him, like, one brother with some weird powers, like, "We're going to hang you." It says, "We'll get the brother with the stretchy neck." And it was like, "We'll throw him in the water." It was like, "We'll get the brother with the long legs."
Exactly.
Look, I ain't trying to make waves here. I'm just saying whoever named him Daddy Longlegs was a real freak.
Well, now I'm just thinking of that Nick Cage movie, Longlegs, where he's basically Buffalo Bill.
I didn't know Daddy Longlegs weren't spiders.
Indeed.
They are not.
They are...
arachnids.
Yeah, well, no, I'm trying to think of their proper name. It's like, huntsman?
Something like that.
No, I have that wrong. It's... something like that. And CMD Havoc says the 5 Chinese brothers.
Oh, I thought it was like 12 or 10 or something.
But yeah, it sounds like a recognizable enough story.
Do you think the mom looks like the landlord lady from Kung Fu Hustle?
Oh, without a doubt.
Just throwing sandals at people.
Fun fact, Rail never read Peter Rabbit books. My first book was a copy of Robinson Crusoe.
I'd make comments, but then Rail might Robinson Crusoe-ify me.
One of my favorite books as a child that my mom would read to me was Sir Henry and the Dragon. Matter of fact, I need to see if that's real or not. Because not real, but if it's like if I could find it on stuff, but it was like a knight saw smoke in the woods, like, oh, it's a dragon, I'll go fight it. And it goes, and it's like, I'll fight you, dragon. And something happens, they find out it wasn't a dragon, it was like the witch. And they go to fight the witch, and the witch turns his lance into a candy cane, his shield into a lollipop.
Dude, stop spoiling Game of Thrones for people.
Oh, you don't understand, Crispy. This book was finished.
Oh, shit!
That's probably nicer than what I was about to say.
Unless,
I'm just gonna say this much about Game of Thrones. If you're gonna spend 8 fucking seasons building up to an epic battle, how about you make it so you can actually see the fucking battle?
This too is fair. No, like, I was super fucking into Game of Thrones, and then just like...
Wiener, wiener, wiener.
Yeah, there you go. Something in me just turned off that, like, made me not like it anymore.
oh god, I found it. Oh, nostalgia in the brain.
Probably because, like, the whole... honestly, this is just my opinion, but I feel like half the appeal of Game of Thrones was it was, like, a shock value against, like, all the fantasy stuff that people were so used to, and then you see people just get fucking killed left and right. And then, you know, of course, there's the boobies and everything, but as the seasons go on, it's just kind of like...
You've overstayed your shock value.
Yeah, pretty much.
And yeah, that I think has a good chunk to do with it. I think also it's just that at some point the show felt utterly nihilistic, and
that as well.
I don't really truck with nihilism much. Like, I get why some people get there, but...
That's the kind of reasons why I don't like Rick and Morty.
Yep. Well, and think about this. Rick and Morty, The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, like, individually they might be okay or even good shows. But, like, those, The Boys, all these other things coming out at the same time of, like, you shouldn't, you know, believe in heroes or anything like that because good guys are dumb. Like, it's literally the dark helmet theory of morality.
I guess so. I kind of just, at a certain point, when it comes to those sorts of stories, I just kind of check out, like, all the grimdark shit.
Like, I can do grimdark if there's some bit of hope in there somewhere, but I guess that's against the definition of grimdark.
Yeah. I agree with that. I will say, from the little bit I've looked into the lore of the Forever Winter game, it is grimdark as fuck, and 40k wishes it could be that grimdark.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but at the same time, it doesn't really make me want to play it, because, you know, I'm not looking to be depressed. I already deal with enough anxiety and depression about that kind of shit as it is.
Rail says Martin is a hack writer for me. How the hell do you make one of the most interesting Magic settings and then waste it telling discount War of the Roses? I agree.
It's simple. You start the series and then have no plans to finish it.
I mean,
I will speak from experience.
I've never written a book in my life, so...
I will speak from experience. If you're going to write a long series, have an idea of how you want it to go and have an ending to it. I'm gonna be right back.
Indeed. But he never returned.
I mean, say what you want. If somebody, like, makes a lot of money and gets a lot of world renown and fame, there's got to be something going on with there, huh?
No, I'm not saying that the books aren't successful, that they aren't doing something right. I'm saying that at some point I lost the ability to enjoy or appreciate them.
I think that's around the time I just stopped like watching popular culture stuff. Like I remember like when you know uh Game of Thrones and Rick and Morty came out. I just didn't feel like watching it and stuff. I started feeling like, My grandfather told me like he's like, I used to be into sci-fi. I used to like watching Star Trek.
All right, I'm back.
Then I kind of lost interest in it, and I just started reading westerns. And as long as I knew him, he only read like western books. So I kind of felt like, man, I kind of hope that doesn't happen to me. I don't want to just lose interest in things I've like spent a lifetime being interested in.
Oh yes, hello. Thank you for bringing up my feelings about Star Wars, Andy.
Did I say Star Wars?
No, he's just saying like what you.
That's
just
how
said
I feel about Star Wars. I've lost interest in Star Wars because it's been ruined for me. What should I draw next, by the way? Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna draw. It's not BattleTech, but I'm gonna draw one of my own designs.
Okay.
I was gonna say a mecha horse.
Nah, not quite.
Look at my mecha horse. My mecha horse is amazing.
I call this the Wendigo.
Because when they go, they take everything with it.
Pretty much.
When
You know,
they
and
go,
209.
they go.
Imagine that, but worse.
Oh.
We need to like do a stream where we watch like scary stuff, like those scary videos, like Nuke's top 5s or something like that.
Chilled's top 5's number 15.
Yeah, Chills or Nuke.
Yep.
Number 21.
Burger King foot lettuce.
Burger King, burger.
So if I recall correctly, he has that voice because like his lung is collapsed or something, right?
Is that right? I thought he was just doing it for a bit.
I don't know.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I thought he had a condition or something.
Maybe. At the same time, though, that sounds like one of those internet rumors where it's like along the lines of the whole Marilyn Manson removing 2 of his ribs to...
You know, I was thinking that too. There's...
Yeah, it does have a bit of that feeling going to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, because it just feels like such a bit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was
Sounds
thinking a bit.
And honestly, I take a lot of things with a grain of salt when it comes to things people say.
That's completely fair. Like, I've actually recently kind of become aware of how many things I've believed for years that just turn out to be bullshit.
I mean, I can understand too. It's like, I want to do this thing, but I don't want people who know me to find out that I'm doing it. So I think I'll just do a weird voice.
Oh yeah, it's the whole Slipknot theory of costume design.
Oh, is that something that Slipknot did?
Or is it Korn? The one that always
Slipknot,
wears...
probably.
Yeah, the ones that always wear masks.
Yeah, that's Slipknot.
Yeah.
Watching Nardwar like freak out Slipknot is funny.
Who?
What?
Nardwar?
Who's that?
He's just like goofy, nerdy looking guy, and he sounds like this. I'm Nardwar, and he comes up and he goes up to like rappers and rock music. He's like, "Hey, I'm Nardwar. Can I do an interview?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, whatever, nerd." And he starts like saying like, "So in 1854, your aunt got you to sing this song with this record." And their eyes start opening up, and he says, "How do you know these things?" And he's like, "I'm Nardwar." He keeps pulling out this information, and people get freaked out to the point where they either say, "Are you the feds?" There have been people legit like, "I gotta leave. You're scaring me."
I would not be a fan if someone came up to me and did that.
Oh my god, you're Krispy of the Black Pants Legion. Please sign my butt.
It'd be like, "Krispy, remember when you drew this picture?"
Oh, I'll sign your butt, but it's gonna be with a tattoo gun.
It'd be like a picture that you thought you like only had one copy of, and you put in like a drawer somewhere, and you're like, "How did you get this?"
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'd be like, I might start punching. I don't know.
He has had people like start assaulting him for it.
Yeah, I bet, because you're just going up to people and you're just doing like some
Unhinged
Illuminati bullshit. Just like, we control the vertical, we control the horizontal. I know what you did last summer.
Well, I mean, if it was something that would like actually like upset you, like, because there was one guy that was like, no family, please, and he like stopped, I think.
Ah.
Yeah. Well, so he, like, if he does at least have that much respect to him, then that's...
Well, I guess then, yeah, because, you know, I understand a funny bit, but you gotta have limits on shit, especially when you're going up to random people. Case in point, all the dumb shits that decided to do the Psycho Clown routine back in, like, 2011.
Most of the time...
God, I forgot about that.
I don't think they're legitimately scared. I think they're just, like, surprised, like, what the hell? It's because he, like...
Oh, yeah, no.
Like, from like groups that they were in when they were in high school, and they have like mixtapes that like the ones you hand out.
Oh, that'd be funny.
He gives them shit like that. They're like, "Yo!" Now, one thing that I think he does that people say they think he's kind of an asshole for is he like hands them these things, and they think he's giving it to them, but he's like, "Oh no, can I have that back?"
Yeah. See, I would, that I can kind of understand why people wouldn't like that, because, yeah, that's kind of I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna go up to a celebrity or something and do that kind of shit and just like bring up something old they made, I would just like let them keep it. Like, make a copy.
There was like one band, I can't remember, one rock band, like they were like actually bullying him, and like they took his stuff and threw it on the ground and started stomping on it.
Oh jeez. Was it Limp Bizkit? That sounds like a Limp Bizkit thing.
It might have been. I don't know. I can't remember, but they like really like harassed him and like.
Fucking Fred Durst, man.
Load says that Nardwuar is legend.
Fred Durst, who calls riots at Woodstock 99.
And your comment about the tattoo gun was recorded for posterity.
Ah, good.
I turned this 3D printer into an automated tattooer. It just holds still.
It's a 3D tattoo. Just like scalds hot resin into your ass.
So, is it alright if I share something that's a little squicky fucked feeling?
Go for it. You do realize who you're hanging out with, right?
Yeah. Do you know how the Celts used to do tattoos?
How?
They would scrape the area so that it became like raw, like from scraping your knee kind of scrape.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
And then they would put powdered colored glass and heat it until it burned into the skin.
Oh, I hate that so much.
Now, to be fair, it was specifically the Celtiberians, so saying it was the Celts would be a little bit overpronounced, but...
Well,
there was a
I'm gonna say this much.
Shit.
A couple weeks ago, was riding a bike, and I did a too sharp a turn while going on some rough ground, and I slid and scraped my leg up because I was on gravel. And that whole story just gave me flashbacks to that.
Yes.
You know, I just realized I haven't drawn this in a while. Oh well. This is a mech for a setting I'm working on.
Yes.
It's a drone, actually. It's not a piloted mech.
Now, who is Henry Rollins?
Oh, he was the singer of Black Flag. Henry Rollins is a fucking legend.
Yep.
I love his story that he told on, I think it was This Is Not Happening. It's like a Comedy Central story of the time where he did acid with this girl. It is such a funny fucking story.
Mm-hmm.
He's like in a fucking burger joint. He's like, I'm eating an infant's head. He's just like, oh, you're high.
I think it's the same guy. He did this great thing about so I was 14 or 15, and I was the kind of kid that wanted attention, so I would do things people told me to that weren't good ideas. I know, shocking that I became a comedian. And, well, one day we were drinking. We were drinking, even though we were, 15. And one of my friends was like, hey, you know what? You should try bonging a fifth. And I'm like, you're right. I should bong a fifth. And one of the guys takes out a large bong and fills it with a fifth of vodka. But the other one stops him and says, hold on, man. Pours some Sprite into it, and then says, okay, you're probably good. Now, I don't know if you know what happens when you bong a fifth of vodka, other than become legend.
It does not become like Animal House with that scene with Jim Belushi. It becomes vomitorium.
He's like, so I don't know if you know what happens, other than become legend. But here's what happened to me. I tap danced in place for 17 minutes. I then told my girlfriend, who I love more than life itself, that she had orangutan titties. And then I passed out through a glass table. And when I woke up, the police were already handcuffing me.
Oh my god. What a fun party. That definitely sounds... I don't think that was Henry Rollins, but I do like that. Actually, fun little thing about Henry Rollins. Have you guys watched the Legend of Korra series at all?
I watched like an episode or two.
Oh. Well, in Season 3, there's this guy who's like a villain who's an airbender who wants to basically get rid of the Avatar.
Yeah.
That guy is voiced by Henry Rollins.
Huh. Really?
And I didn't know that until I saw an official piece of art that I need to find real quick so I can post it on stream.
Interesting.
I hope... I found it. Excellent. I found it. So this is an official piece of art. Oh, hold on a second. And the fun part is that is like exactly how Henry Rollins sings. Just both hands gripping the mic like that.
Looks like he's going...
I mean, if you listen to Black Flag, it fits.
Yes.
I don't listen to too much Black Flag, but I've listened enough to him to know that, yeah.
I'll be right back and getting a phone call.
Oh, tell them I said hi.
Hello!
It's like the IRS or something.
Do not redeem the gift card.
Do not redeem the Applebee's gift card. It's a trap. Not only will you get scammed out of money, you'll end up in an Applebee's. Why are we shitting so hard on Applebee's on this episode, on this stream?
Every once in a while, me and my mom go to an Applebee's. That's one of the restaurants near her, and we don't have like really bad. The worst time we had was when this old man kept like coughing and hacking at the bar while we were trying to eat.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I haven't been to an Applebee's in years, so I can't really speak from experience, but it's just kind of funny to make Applebee's jokes.
I mean...
So, I did not see fit to correct them, but Digiman does have a point. A vomitorium was not a place to throw up. It's an exit for people to vomit out of the stadium.
Oh. Well, there goes my headcanon.
Or something.
Sorry, what? What'd you say, Andy?
Like, doesn't vomit technically mean to expel or something?
Yeah.
So it's why, like, in one of the scenes in the story I'm writing, it describes at one point, the ground vomiting up all sorts of tortures like a pregnant spider.
Hey man, there's some people that are into that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, apparently the demon running that pit of hell is into it.
There's another title for one of your Hapberg song, Pregnant Spider. Or Pregnant Spiders. Or Vomiting Pregnant Spiders.
Vomiting Pregnant Spiders just sounds like... I don't even know.
Did you know every year you devour somebody's spiders?
I swallowed a bug the other day. It was not a pleasant experience.
Oh God, you know what you're making me thinking now.
What?
That he's working for the FBI?
I knew an old lady who swallowed a fly.
Oh my God.
I don't know why she swallowed a fly.
Perhaps she'll die. We were singing this in chat the other night.
Yep. I knew an old lady who swallowed a spider. It wiggled and jiggled and squiggled inside her. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed the fly. I guess I'll die.
Okay, we need to make an album where it's Andy singing nursery rhyme, like cursed nursery rhyme shit like that.
I kind of want to make a YouTube channel where I legit read children's stories, because like I don't feel like
I could see you doing that, honestly.
And I'm not talking like silly, and I'm like legit, like, you know, once upon a time there was a mouse that lived in the field.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, you could absolutely do that with your, you know, with the voices and stuff you do.
The problem I think I would have is like, what happens when you play music and you get hit or something like that? What is it? The copyright strike.
Oh, like a one-hit wonder.
I'd have to like make sure like the stories I read wouldn't be copyright strike and all that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, we wouldn't know anything about that on this channel now, would we, Krispy?
I'm being attacked.
No, you are being lectured, young man.
Just hand them a
ball.
No.
Don't give me that. I'm not in school anymore. I don't want to be lectured.
You're going back to school with me, boy.
Oh, God. Well, hopefully not back to my school. That burned down.
Oh, okay.
You didn't have anything to do with it, would you?
No, it would be the dumb shit kids that decided to videotape themselves setting things on fire in the gym.
Oh.
I mean, it was abandoned, to be fair. It's not like it was an active school because of a bunch of shit I don't want to get into.
You know, that reminds me of that movie where they had an island where they sent their prisoners and shit. And
I think that's just called Australia.
Okay, so...
I mean...
So, sorry, I just have to read something Rail wrote. Krispy, that reminds me of an insult. You look like the kind of motherfucker who gives a gift card for Dollar General.
That's a good one.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a gift card. I wouldn't mind a gift card from anywhere, you know?
Well, okay, what's a bad place to get a gift card for?
Well, if you are not a certain persuasion of people, Bad Dragon.
I wouldn't want a gift card for Spencer's or something like that.
Bringing you back
I'd use a Spencer's gift card.
Well, you're married, so, you know, you might do fun things with the appropriate context.
Oh, I mean, there's plenty of dumb shit, but yeah, they do have the dildo wall.
I'm gonna buy all of the rubber dog poo, and I'm just gonna mail it to you.
Are you my dad? I say that because the one year when we were at the beach, him and another guy just like sat on a bench and put some fake dog poo on the boardwalk and just watched. It got some people.
That sounds like a very intellectual process, especially compared to some shit I've seen nowadays.
Well, yeah, they weren't playing the knockout game.
Forgot about that.
Sounds like something Whacker would do, like go to public restroom and leave like plastic dog poo on the rim of the toilet and leave.
Yeah, man, shit.
Man, shit.
Literally.
I'm surprised he didn't do that. Surprised he didn't do that when we met up at the beach.
The only thing you're surprised about when he met up with you at the beach is how handsome you found him.
Fuck off.
I still like that picture. I still like that picture of you guys. It just reminds me so much of Dennis and Nedry. Or Dennis Nedry and whatever his name was. When they're meeting up and they're like, he gives them the shave can.
You just gave me a thought as to like what would have been a funny thing. Like, have you ever seen the music video for the Bloodhound Gang song "Foxtrot Uniform"?
No, I haven't.
It's basically Bam Margera driving in a banana car, and then at the end he like walks up to a dude, like hands him a banana, and the dude just like sensually eats it. But I just like that would have just imagining like that being Wacker and I's first meeting.
I mean, you know what? I have nothing to say to that because anything I have to say based on Bloodhound Gang would get this stream taken down.
You know what? Considering it's Bloodhound Gang, that makes sense. Bloodhound Gang with their hit songs like "It's Not a Party Till the Stripper Is Crying."
Yep.
And that is an actual title.
Or a U.S. Senator.
Andrew.
And then you have shit like the Dead Kennedys who make songs like "I Kill Children."
What was the one? Is like "Kill the Poor." We don't
that's a
need
good
you
one.
anymore.
Yeah, just all about like getting a neutron bomb and killing all the homeless people. Because that's the kind of shit that Dead Kennedys did. They did that shit to be shocking on purpose.
Oh yeah, they were transgressive.
I mean, shit, their name was the Dead Kennedys, and it's like the 80s.
Yep.
I still love the whole lawsuit they had to deal with, where they had like H.R. Giger's penis landscape in their one album.
I know, Bizarre. I like Panera Bread, but then again, I'm a freak, so.
You know, I don't really go to Panera Bread a lot. We have one, I just don't really go to it.
I've been there like once or twice, and that's one of those like, you're charging me this much for this much food.
It has gotten really expensive. Like in the past, it was great.
That's how it always goes, man.
Listen, do you see this gut? Do you think you can impress me with this shit? And flips it over and says, "Get back in the kitchen and fill it up."
Fill the bag.
Get in the flask.
You know what's weird is like, as much as we eat over here, whenever we go overseas, Americans go overseas, it always seems like it's like there's always just so much food we can't eat.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
I think it's like they only eat so many meals per day, and their one meal is like actually huge, and we're not like.
Well, you realize the whole stereotype of fat Americans is something that Americans themselves specifically, like, say.
Yeah.
Like, that is not other countries' perception of us, or wasn't until we started saying it about ourselves. Generally, obesity is roughly even throughout most of the Western world. There are a few exceptions.
I want you to come down here and say that to my face.
Say that to my fat face.
No, I mean, like, come down here and spend a week or two and then say that.
Like, Andy, I'm
not saying that Americans aren't overweight. They certain as hell are, but it's not.
There's
it's not uniquely
obese.
our plant. It's not uniquely our problem.
You know what? I'm gonna say, yeah, you're right. Down here in the South, obesity is nothing unique.
There you go.
Everyone's bearing her, Conan.
God, I swear I live like in Innsmouth or something.
Well, it's the shadow over Innsmouth, not the body mass index over Innsmouth.
BMI over Innsmouth.
Yeah.
Wow! I wasn't ready!
Good. That's my kind of humor, catching people off guard by saying weird shit. That's why I like Aqua Teen Hunger Force so fucking much.
Oh no. Think of the poor children.
It don't matter, none of this matters.
I thought
Oh, go ahead.
I thought one of the funniest episodes of Aqua Teen is the one where they get this, like, for some reason, super serious plot about Fry getting cancer. And,
that one!
And it's just, like, completely done straight face, no comedy. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that is a bit weird.
You know, to be honest, I wasn't a big fan of Adult Swim.
I feel like we've had this conversation.
What's that?
I feel like we've had this conversation, but continue.
Oh. Well,
No, it's fine.
a lot of the cartoons just, like, I didn't, like, get much of the comedy of it. Like I didn't like Super Jail, and my friend loved it. The only Adult Swim show I liked was Space Goes Coast to Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And to be funny, I probably shouldn't have. There's nothing really too funny about it. I mean, I actually tried watching the episode where it was like 28 minutes of static.
Oh my god. Did they actually make that an episode? That's funny.
I'm going to say this. It might be just a mad dream I had, but I remember it was like 28 minutes of static, and they had like one scene of Zorak riding Space Ghost going like, yeah! And then like just for a split second.
We call that we spent the budget on cocaine.
Yeah. Well, no, let's be honest. This is Adult Swim. They spend it on weed.
They spend it on something.
I did like the Brack show. I thought that was funny.
The Brack show was a bit amusing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I fell into a black hole. Then I became stupid.
Yes.
Oh man. I'm running low on time for stream. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this like I want to.
That's where I get the 3 hams will kill him, 3 hams will grill him, 3 hams will fill him. Why don't you feed him 3 hams? It was the one robot dude talking about his goldfish.
Yes. For some reason, I know we're talking about Adult Swim, but somehow that made me think of that anime 7 Deadly Sins.
Oh, I thought you were talking about 7 with Kevin Spacey.
I mean, I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen 7 with Kevin Spacey or 7 Deadly Sins?
Both.
Oh, that's fair.
And neither have I.
I just know the what's in the box scene. Because that's the fun scene in the movie.
That's the scene everybody learns at some point.
Yep.
Make burgers wider, not taller. Yeah, I can stand with that.
I agree, because it's harder to eat the tall ones.
Whataburger burgers are pretty wide. I think so.
Well,
yes.
I can't really say that because we don't have any over here.
I'm just thinking of this one comic where, like, a Marine and his brother are hanging out, and the brother's like, so, what was it like over there? Honestly, kid, it was awful. It was just so much death and all the dying, and he just starts to have a Vietnam flashback, and his brother looks really worried about him. And then just something clicks in his head, and he's like, so anyway, you ever been to Whataburger?
Yeah. Sounds like a Whitest Kids You Know sketch.
Well, it was actually a First Awesome Platoon sketch, but also something I'm not sure I would expect you to have ever read.
Probably not.
On the grounds of military brony humor.
Did you just say the words military brony?
There is a shocking number of U.S. soldiers who are bronies.
I shouldn't be surprised, considering,
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything.
The Air Force is full of furries, but the military is full of furries and weebs. I'm well aware.
Yep.
And if you're in the military and you don't think that's true, I have some bad news. You're that person.
I do think it's kind of funny. It's like you got a terrorist compound. They're all sleeping, and all of a sudden you start hearing in the background, "My little pony, my little pony." It starts getting closer and closer.
I mean, there's a lot of brony content that probably could work at Gitmo.
The ponies are so friendly with each other. Oh, I can stand
What
it.
the fuck? Okay.
Look, Storm, I don't know for sure, but I've dipped a toe into that community, and I've seen some shit.
Yes. There's a lot of brony content that would be... What did you say?
Interesting.
That would be...
Oh, appropriate Gitmo?
Jesus. Fucking... I'm sorry,
Oh, I was gonna say, you're offended by that? How long have you been on the street?
No, it's this fucking Discord notifications keep blocking up the fucking chat.
Oh, I hate that shit. Discord
can go fuck itself with the soldering iron.
Well, that's hot. Literally.
They're so hot. Oh, by the way, what are you doing after the stream, Storm?
I am heading to work.
Ah.
Look at this guy being employed and shit.
Oh, what do you think I am?
Double employed.
There we go. Finally added the thing.
I'm only gone from home for 10 hours!
Okay, so here we are. Let's see. Digiman... Mad Duck says, there is a Bulco commercial for the WBPL peoples to use that is the self-heating turbo burger, and it is specifically pointed out that the burger gets bigger, they get wider, not taller. Excellent.
Dux, is this something that you had a hand in? Because this sounds like a your idea.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. Avocados taste good on a hamburger.
Yeah.
That's alright. It's not the worst topping for a hamburger.
That's one of those things where you say that, Crispy nods, I nod and shrug my shoulders, and then we both start slow clapping, and then the entire audience claps.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Hey, I agree with him. Let's see.
There used to be this sports bar and grill called Beef O'Brady's, and I'd go there to get the garlic melt, which was like a it had a...
The garlic melt is what you waterboard Dracula with?
Yeah, roast beef garlic melt, and they also had like these fried mushrooms, but they had like cheese melted inside too. Oh god, they were so
interesting.
Good.
So I found the comic I wanted to read you that's kind of the perfect example of aforementioned military brony humor.
Okay.
So you have two Marines talking with each other. I'm a little worried my wife won't stay...
I thought they just make caveman noises as they eat crayons.
Fair. I'm a little worried my wife won't stay with me through deployment. If the Corps wanted you to have a wife, they'd issue you one. Huh. Marine-issued wives, imagine if they did. Outdated, lowest bidder, discarded army spouses. We'd probably have to know all her specs by heart and recite some sort of husband's creed. The W-17A service wife is a heavyweight, cake-operated, floor-mounted weapon. It fires a 39.5mm airburst projectile, muzzle velocity 1,116 feet per second. This is my wife. There are many like it, but this one is mine. What the fuck is wrong with you, Lieutenant?
Many things. Wait, where's this? Oh, there it is. Okay, I forgot to merge those two. That's why it was acting weird.
But yeah, I was going to ask you if you wanted to see if we could do a deep dive into that Vitus Carnis stuff.
Yes.
What is that?
It's I don't know too much, but I get the impression that it's kind of like the flesh that hates, but it's like its own little side thing.
The flesh that gapes?
Hates.
Oh.
It's from
I
SCP.
thought of an entirely different kind of movie.
Yeah, no, it's from SCP. It's the SCP-610,
Oh.
610, the Red Death, or the Flesh That Hates.
Typical,
like he needs
like
anger management.
assimilating and spreading flesh creep that turns things into weird.
It's basically when the Sarkic cults decide, you know what, the Zerg aren't creepy enough.
Oh, it's too blue.
What's the blue gentleman? No, I'm not.
Well, it's not the kind of shade of blue I'm looking for. This is what I mean about colors. Like, trying to find the right colors for something can be very tricky at times.
Lord Grimo
That's why there's so
says,
many color swatches.
Lord Grimo says, I was expecting she fires this chancla fast enough to pierce the armor of an M1A1 Abrams main battle tank at the speed of Mach 2.
What?
Referring to the service wife.
Oh!
My wife is a battleship. Just look at that ass.
Oh my god. Another great one here is you see two members of the Corps of Engineers just standing there looking very nonplussed at a, what do you call it, at a crate, and it says, U.S. government property, crowbar. And on it there's a letter. Hey guys, a little bird told me you went and broke your crowbar. Silly goose. So I sent you a new one. Yays, try not to break this one. Or don't. Have fun. But remember, bullets don't fly without supply. XOXO, supply. They keep staring at the box. How do we open it?
Oh my god. It just reminds me of the time when you buy like scissors from the store and they're of course in that like indestructible packaging and it's like I need scissors to open this, but the scissors are in here.
Yep.
It's a very blue mech. Though to be fair, that is the color I'm using for the faction that has it.
Yep.
Did you hear my Mr. Train?
I heard a little bit.
I heard my train today.
It steamed a real big steam.
A Cleveland steamer, if you will.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, another one with the
Don't
military.
Google that.
Another one with the military brony humor. I'm looking at the bomb, but it looks like both of the wires are blue. Fun fact: horses can't see red. What? Explosion.
Dogs
We're
can't
gonna
look
have
up.
an intervention for you one day.
No, you won't.
No, we're gonna need an exorcist.
Yes, you will.
I've seen that movie. I know how this goes. He's gonna walk downstairs and sing the My Little Pony songs he pees on the road.
Oh, don't tempt me.
You know what? I know how we could fix Storm's.
The meetup's gonna be weird.
Fix Storm's horse thing. We're gonna throw him to the mayors of Diomedes.
The what?
Oh my god, Mad Duck's clipped me talking about if the Corps wanted you to have a wife.
Oh God.
Also known as the mayors of Thrace. They were the flesh-eating horses that Hercules had to look after.
What if horses were like really tiny and they were flesh eating and they were like the scarabs from the Mummy movie?
Like
just imagine like a small herd of horses running up to you and then they just devour you whole in like 2 seconds.
You know, there was a species of small horses.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like pocket size.
Pocket pony.
Yeah.
Why does that sound like a 1990s Mattel toy?
Because
it sounds like one of those things from that side of the Brody community that we don't want to talk about.
It looks. Yeah, you know what? You know what? You know what? You know what,
You don't
Crispy?
remember like?
You know what? You know what?
Am I wrong?
You know what?
They used to have like.
I am going to fill a jar
No.
with a Star Wars character, and I'm going to fill it with printouts of AI art.
I hate you.
There were like.
So you're basically just
toys.
gonna do what Disney's doing. Okay.
I think one for the girls was Polly Pocket, and for the boys was I think Mighty Max.
Yep, Mighty
And there
Max,
were these,
Mighty Max.
They were like these pocket-sized, like things like I don't know, monster faces or
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
And you
little
open them up
playsets.
and they were like little mini tiny like play sets, and you had these little toys inside them.
Oh yeah. Well, that or Micro Machines. Fucking Micro Machines.
They're
are
actually
shit.
like super fucking collectible now. I still have a few.
I wish I never destroyed my Teddy Ruxpin, man. If I had my Teddy Ruxpin, that thing would sell for reasonable.
Dude, I cannot tell you how many things I had as a kid that I either destroyed or traded away. Where I looked at it back as I'm older, just like, fuck.
I wish I had my Megazord still. Fuck.
Yep.
And I mean, like it actually had the pieces, like they'd come off and you put them together and all that.
God, I'm looking at the old Mighty Max toys right now, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that was the 90s.
The 90s were weird, man.
Night Owl says, the funny bit was that I sold them the crowbars, then noticed the large exposed screw head and stenciled instructions when I went outside for a smoke. Oh.
The instructions say, warning, do not expose near open flame as he's smoking a cigarette. Oh!
Oh, bother.
Oh, fuck. Dead.
You know what? We need to show Krispy to Mighty Max because that owl character looks suspiciously a little bit like a tall Furby.
Yes.
I am not familiar with Mighty Max at all, so...
See, their characters. I'm trying to remember that character's name, because there's Norman, who is the big dude. Virgil.
Newman.
Yeah. Here, sending you a picture of the character Virgil from Mighty Max.
Okay.
And you could share it on screen so people know what we mean when we say it looks like a Furby.
Hold on.
It's like Grandpa.
Oh!
Furby. It's Grandpa Furby.
I don't know. It kind of looks like a macaroni penguin, but you know.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Apparently that's Grandpa Furby. He doesn't have the ears.
Those whiskers he has, it also reminds me of the Great Owl from Secret of Nim.
He just looks like a character from Chicken Run.
Yep.
They really did a good job at making that owl scary in that movie.
Yeah, so, we are coming up towards the end of our stream time, yes?
Yes. It does not look like it will finish coloring this, sadly, but...
It's alright.
Such is stream.
Alright, well, remember, ladies and gentlemen, Saturday, 2 o'clock Eastern.
Saturday!
The turning point at Twycross with Tex Talks Battletech. Be there or die.
Yes.
Warning, we don't actually want you to die. We just want you to watch the movie. We're just trying to be extreme, so don't worry about the story. Songs not the actual doctor, so don't listen to every story.
If you cannot attend the movie, don't worry. We will find you.
Mandatory fun. Yes, and try to spread the good word to everyone else.
Yes.
We thank you
Praise
for coming
Blake.
to WBPL, what can legally be called entertainment. Warnings, possible side effects may include nausea, diarrhea, and some loss of will to live.
Especially diarrhea.
You can't take away from me what I've already lost!
Oh, Andy.
Alright.
Alright. Goodbye, everybody.
Take care.
Bye, be good.